Roll the intro. Sorry for the sudden start. I didn't really know how else to start the video. But today we're going to be looking at more posters. But before that, I want to talk about Iron Lung. And if you haven't gone to see it yet, I do recommend the movie. It was a fun movie. On a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd give it maybe like a 6. On a scale of like 1 to 5, I'd give it around a 3.5. Now, I put it at this just because of the story, a little bit lacking with overall story, being able to have a fully fleshed out story. Like, we don't get much in the movie. It leaves a lot like kind of open-ended in that manner. But then, in the terms of like sound design and cinematography, it was some of the best out of the past year. It's very good, like, cinema-wise. That being said, I think you should go watch it. I enjoyed it. I went to go see it with my homie, who you're actually going to see in this first photo for our posters. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, to start, we have, as I was saying, my homie there sitting on the end of this bench saying, "Do you cry?" Now, this originally had other words coming all the way up. You can see some of my patches here. My Photoshop job wasn't the best, but I still made it look okay, kind of trying to follow some of the light coming through here. And I wanted to add it to where he was sitting at the end. I just told him to like be normal when I was taking this photo. Damn near 2 years ago now. I think this was during year 1 that I kind of took this photo because we just wanted to like go take photos. So I told him just like be at the edge of the bench and just do whatever he wants. And I got him in one of my shutters doing that with his hair, like his head was down as if he were sad. And one of the messages that I was really trying to highlight in the photo was that "Do you cry?" So that is not added anywhere. That's actually like engraved or punched out in the top of the bench there. I thought it was really cool. Like all the other sayings I do kind of forget, but they weren't as kind of hard hitting as just a simple question of "Do you cry?" kind of thing. So I then was able to cut him out in Photoshop and just make him the very monochrome black and white there against this very colorful background, to also have the bench leading towards him. So you have this question of "Do you cry?" But then it looks at him as if you're posing the question to that person, and not having his face in there, I believe, also helps to be able to put yourself in that situation. Now, of course, that's not you, but with someone without a face who's just turned around with their like hand on their head, looking like they're a little bit sad, asking that question, "Do you cry?" kind of makes you think a little bit. And the analogy of the photo I just really enjoyed and wanted to turn it into a poster for one of the years. And so year 2, day 22 was that day to turn it into a poster. And this actually comes from our inspiration being this "It'll Pass" poster initially, with the faces also being obscured. That's where I wanted to use this photo, because having faces obscured allows the person viewing it to put themselves into that position, and having the "it'll pass" thing kind of be a very like brush off, like, oh yeah, it'll just pass. I wanted to inverse it to poke at that person, to actually ask them how they're feeling rather than brushing them off all the time. But yeah, this one I really enjoyed making out of year 2. And I would love to do more photography posters in the future, especially considering the homie in the photo actually has a camera now. So we're probably going to go on some stints taking a shit ton of photos. So I hope you're ready for that. Let's move on. Here is another poster where we kind of get to look at a song. This one is of "We Go Down Together" by Dove Cameron and Khalid, that came out, like it says there, February 10th, 2023, with both of their signatures at the bottom there. I scoured the internet for those signatures. Like, they were surprisingly a little difficult to find. But this does come from our inspiration, being this poster, again, with just like the lyrics coming all the way down towards the middle, with it almost looking like a record would be playing, because how the needle starts on the outside and kind of moves towards the inside as the song is playing. And of course we have the artist name with maybe the record label and the release date. I didn't add the record label, I just wanted the release date because it looked a lot cleaner and didn't like intrude too much into the middle section here. Having our inspiration being this, I wanted to use a similar font because I kind of liked that taller font. And I ended up using something that I don't have activated right now, pretty much for the whole thing. Well, that kind of sucks. Regardless, this is going to be our second poster. I do think you should go listen to this song. One of my favorite artists is Khalid. I found him when he released Location, like way back when, and have pretty much followed all of his music since. And then another artist is Ray. I haven't done any posters on her, but I probably will because I have been very much enjoying her music. Raye. You should go check her out. She's an amazing voice. Regardless, that's going to be our second poster, and we can just jump into the last one for today. Alright, and here we have, if you know Princess and the Frog, it's one of my favorite Disney movies, and my favorite Disney villain, pretty much of the entire franchise, is Dr. Facilier, who happens to be our inspiration piece for today. I believe he's one of these. But having Dr. Facilier here be our inspiration, I was able to grab his hat, some of the more like voodoo elements that were used, kind of using some of these lines as these supplementary elements within the card, coming to the side and down to the side. And then I wanted to use like a king card because he's dealing in tarots, but it's still like that motif of a man who's gambling with other people's lives, including his own. But I wanted to add like this card. I didn't fully go with like the flip because I kind of ran out of time. I did this poster a little late, but I still wanted to add the hat that he would always wear. You can see it in the inspiration there, but then also his shadow being alive at the same time. I really liked that when I first saw the movie. I also kind of liked when like Peter Pan's shadow was alive. I thought that was like a really cool concept. But having this card come together, using also the purples that were shown in this scene to more represent the voodoo, having his amulet here, the bloodletting amulet, I wanted to add that because that was like a key plot device within the movie. Overall, just adding this onto the card, having his hat. I didn't add his cane because his cane, yes, he uses, but like it's his hat to show that he deals within voodoo that I really wanted to add. And then his shadow are two very important things because like you can see there he has like demon friends to show that he's dealing with forces that hide in the shadows. So adding that to this to show as if the king here is already, well, he loses. If you aren't familiar with the movie, you should. It's a very old movie. But yeah, one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite characters pretty much of all time, and has influenced some of the characters that I made back in the day. I don't think I even have those drawings anymore. Ever since Adobe changed their Fresco app and I lost like half of my work when they changed it over. Tomato. I really loved making this poster because I got to bring an homage to one of my favorite Disney villains. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you really enjoyed all of them from today, because I think today was better than last week, absolutely. But today actually allowed me, through at least these three posters, to kind of explore things that I wanted to enjoy a little more. Having Dr. Facilier here, having the song with that like record spiraling all the way towards the middle, and even the photo of my homeboy in there, just all together coming to three different posters that I think allowed me to explore a different style in pretty much each one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all the posters. Please like and subscribe, as that would help me out greatly. And of course, like I say every video, comment to let me know which your favorite poster was. But yeah, that's gonna be all from me. I'll see you guys next week. Love yous. Bye-bye.